Hey everyone, this is Dre Say. Dre Say, let's talk about it. Like I said before, we were going to talk more on these Houthi rebels. These guys now, I believe, has crossed a line. Man, we have three dead American soldiers with over 30 injured. Man, this has gotten to be a real bad situation. These guys. Now, one military group has, not one militant group over in Iran has claimed responsibility for this. Um, and I truly believe it's the Houthis. They have not named this militant group yet. But hey, if it walk like a duck, if it talk like a duck, man, it's a Houthi. Man, hey, I'm telling you, man, we have to really keep our eyes peeled and keep our ears open to what's really going on, man. We lost. Now this is they hey, this I believe is it has really catapulted us into something. We're gonna have to react, and we're gonna have to react swift, and we're gonna have to react sternly. President Biden has vowed that he will repay whoever is responsible for this. Let's get into this video, people, man. Here we go.
President Biden is vowing to respond after an Iranian backed drone strike killed 3 U.S. troops. At least 34 others were injured. News Nation's Alina Shirazi reports on the growing chances of a wider conflict in the Middle East.
This marks the first deadly attack on U.S. forces since the Israel-Hamas war first started, with Biden saying one country in the Middle East is to blame: Iran.
3 American troops killed and at least 34 more injured today after a drone strike hit a U.S. outpost in northeast Jordan near the Syrian border. President Biden vowing to take action.
We shall respond.
The White House also releasing a statement saying the United States, quote, will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing. The Islamic resistance.
You heard that from the horse's mouth. They will. We will. The United States will hold all those accountable at a time and a place chosen by us. So, man. So, I truly believe that Biden is going to do what he has to do, man. I mean, you can't ignore this situation. We have three of our troops uh, gone now. They paid the ultimate price for this. So we have to respond, and we have to respond fast. But at the same time, President Biden, he's not incompetent. He's a smart man, so he has to make sure it's calculated, make sure that he does the right thing. Um, Here we go, guys. Let's continue this video.
In Iraq, a coalition of militias backed by Iran claimed credit for the attack. The group calling it revenge for America's military presence in the region and the Palestinian death toll in Gaza. The president pointing the finger to Iran, saying their proxies are responsible for the deaths. The drone attack hitting a U.S. support base known as Tower 22, where U.S. Special Operations work. These are the first U.S. fatalities in the Middle East since Hamas launched its deadly attack, killing an estimated 1,200 Israeli citizens on October 7th. Since then, U.S. troops have been targeted by drone attacks in Syria and in Iraq, as well as U.S. attacks by Iran-backed Houthi rebels in the Red Sea. Lawmakers from across the aisle demanding action.
What name keeps coming up, people? Houthi Rebels. Pay close attention. Like I said, if it looked like a duck, if it quacked like a duck, it's probably a Houthi. But hey, man, we have to really watch what's going on with these people, man. Man, this is serious, man. This is real serious. Some mother some mothers, some fathers, some brothers, some sisters, some husbands, some wives, maybe, who, I don't know. We don't know. They have not released the names of these um, United States soldiers that have been that paid the ultimate price in this. But man, it's not just their lives. They have, if they have children, if they have a wife, if they have a husband, if they have the mothers, fathers, man, everyone has paid the ultimate price here, man, and my condolences, our condolences to the families. Um, man, this is real, and we are really gonna have to, like it says here, hit them hard. Here we go, guys.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham saying, hit Iran now, hit them hard. A message echoed by the senator of Texas saying to, quote, target Tehran. Democratic Senator Bob Casey adding, this is a troubling pattern of Iran backed groups feeling emboldened, and we must hold all of those responsible accountable for attacks on the U.S. and our allies.
This is a very important escalatory step. It's in some ways, it's what we've been worrying about for the past several weeks, and to some extent for the last couple of months, in that US casualties was always seen as a red line.
Many now worry today's attacks will escalate them.
Wow, did you hear that? The U.S. casualties was always seen as sort of a red line in this situation. Like, basically, you don't cross that line. Once you cross that line, man, now now we have to respond. Like, I mean, like, we've been there. Our presence has been felt, but now we have to step it up now. And we have to step it up, and we have to step it up to a point to. I mean, even if they don't, because at this point, I believe if you don't step it up, um, you're not showing um, enough strength. Because now it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe let's push it a little further. So now it's like you have to step it up to the point. It's like, hey, we're not tolerating this. Our people came here to help settle this situation, and that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna escalate. We're not gonna have our people dying here. No way. Let's go.
The Middle Eastern conflict even further, expanding U.S. involvement.
The US will have to respond even more strongly than it's done to previous attacks. That means possibly killing some very, very senior Iraqi militia leaders, possibly some senior Iranians. And that will present dilemmas for both Baghdad and Tehran to respond in turn.
And President Biden held a moment of silence for U.S. troops at an event on the campaign trail in South Carolina today. And now the world will be watching to see how he responds. In Washington,
You hear that? The world will be watching to see how President Biden responds. President Biden, this is your time to respond. It's your time to step up to the plate. It's our time as America to show who we are and what we stand for. Here we go. As once again, hey, this is Dre Say. Dre Say, let's talk about it. We have another video here that I want you guys to take a look at about these Houthi rebels. Um, what is it, quote unquote? We don't. I mean, they say some Iranian-backed militia group has accepted um, accepted that they have they're saying that they are behind this attack that has caused the lives of 3 American soldiers and wounded, severely wounded several others. So, but like I said here, Andre said we're going to continue to watch these Houthis, the Houthi rebels. Man, I truly believe the Houthis are behind this. Let's just keep watching and find out as we go. Um, check this out here.
Jordan.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson has the latest.
A major escalation in what is already a very tense situation in the Middle East. U.S. Central Command says 3 soldiers were killed and at least 34 others were hurt after a drone attack late Saturday night on a military base known as Tower 22 in northern Jordan. It's the first time U.S. troops have been killed after months of attacks on American forces. The White House is blaming the strike on Iranian-backed militias operating in Iraq and Syria. President Biden on Sunday vowing the U.S. would answer.
We lost 3 brave soldiers in attacking one of our bases.
Yes.
And that's from Louis Islands, all 3 of those fallen soldiers. We shall respond.
The drone strike hit the sleeping quarters at the base, which may have contributed to the number of casualties. Several Republican senators on Sunday called for the U.S. to retaliate directly against Iran, a sentiment echoed by some former military leaders.
Attacking the proxies is something we should do, but we should also look at targets in Iran and send a strong message to not only Iran, but to Iran's backers, which would be China and Russia.
A strike inside Iran could lead to a much larger war, something top U.S. officials had hoped to avoid.
We don't want to go down a path of greater escalation that drives to a much broader conflict within the region.
But at this point, do we really have a choice? Do we really have a choice, people? Um, we've lost 3 of our own. I don't know, people. Hey, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you feel about this. Has it already escalated? I mean, that's the way I feel. I mean, as far as saying it may escalate more by targeting Iran itself. Um, but I think they made a bold step. These militias, they made a bold step attacking the sleeping quarters of our military, man. So let me know how you guys feel about this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking. Dre say, let's talk about it. People, we're going to continue to talk about this here. Let's keep talking about this.